is a very important day at this conference. Finally today we had the first text presented that in any way grapples with the science that the scientists have been telling us about for the last couple of years. The AOSIS draft, backed by all kinds of countries, talks very specifically about a target of 350 parts per million, a number that millions of people around the world have been endorsing for the last 18 months, precisely because scientists have told us that unless we get carbon back to that level, we can't have, in the words of Jim Hansen and the NASA team that did the first study, a planet similar to the one on which civilization developed and to which life on Earth is adapted. That means that the text presented by AOSIS today is the first really rational attempt that we've had to do what needs doing. It conforms perfectly with the science, and you will not find any delegate or head of state at this conference able to explain why we shouldn't be heading toward 350 when it's entirely clear from the scientific record that that's where we need to go. Not just to save these small island nations, but to prevent every kind of disaster that now is beginning to break over our heads. Ambassador, come join us up here. And thank you very much for being with us. Saying that we were very grateful that the AOSIS draft presented today is the first truly rational attempt to grapple with the science that we've yet seen here at this conference. Second point I want to make is, I've had a few journalists say to me, oh, but these are just small island nations, they're not the great powers of the world. It is true that many of these nations lack large armies to enforce their will and decision on the rest of the planet. For this weekend, between AOSIS and 350.org and some of the other NGOs, we will be, to the best that we can, the army behind AOSIS, behind these brave and wise leaders. There will be thousands. We think the number is now around 3,000 vigils taking place in every continent, in every corner of the world in the next 36 hours. An enormous outpouring of support from around the world. We will have pictures in a few minutes, I think, of some of the first of those that are already beginning to happen as night falls in many places and people bring out their candles for these vigils. All of them explicitly are endorsing this effort by AOSIS. We've sent out word along our network about this startling development today and about how proud we are to stand behind the people who are the real leaders and the real champions at this conference. We don't know what will happen this week. We don't know whether this will carry the day here at Copenhagen. We do know that this fight will continue, that we will not back down, and that this work to support this kind of effort, to speak the real truth of this situation over and over and over again, is precisely what we're committed to doing until we've won this fight, which we will.